Hawaii had a very well-established romantic image throughout the 20th century. Now, what is the romantic image? It is Diamond Head, it is a hula girl, it is surfing, it is outrigger canoes, it is the moon through the palm trees. It's all of those things which, even if you might not be able to articulate it, you know it's there. People who don't live here and who perhaps have never been here but just have some concept of what they think the Hawaiian Islands is, they are being influenced by all these outside things that they've already encountered. And they've seen things in magazines, they've seen advertisements, they've seen movies, they've seen TV shows, they've seen postcards. All of these different types of promotion and advertising have made an impression. And sometimes the consciousness just sort of gets there to where suddenly it's the trendy thing. So there was this tremendous boom of the Hawaiian souvenir industry.
Two of those big giant tikis from a restaurant in Seattle. Yeah. And I know she's probably going to want to get rid of probably half of her tiki mug collection.
That's the first carving Marcus ever did in Hawaii. His name is Henry Kumu Manako.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's actually out of mango. His name is Henry Kumu Manako.
Oh my God, it's gigantic.
Henry Mango Tree. And we took the name Henry because the tree was on Henry Street in Kaneohe.
Oh, this one's a really great one.
Yeah, that's the first Hawaiian piece, Hawaiian style piece he'd ever done. Trying to create like a center line where everything comes together. There's got to be a lot of wood taken away. And with wood, you know, once you make a mistake, it's a done deal. You can't go back and fix it.
Hi, I'm Christopher.
And I'm Raul.
And this is our store, Can Mailman. We specialize in that sort of vintage Hawaiiana, mid-century, 1920s to the 1960s. And we wanted to be able to offer it to people to take home a little bit of that fantasy Hawaii mystique. And here we go. And that's a mermaid clock. It's made by Dodge. Dodge manufactured all of the hula girl lamps that are so popular where they wiggle. That's a little bit rarer piece, but the really good part is the mermaid that swims around inside. And that's probably a piece that dates from the 1940s. These are Moss lamps. Moss Lamps was a company from San Francisco. This particular style is called a leaning lina. Our expertise is all of the ivory, and the ivory was sold up until 1972 when it was banned. This is probably one of the most desirable pieces of Ming's, the seahorse. Ming started in 1941 by Wook Moon, and he primarily did his work in ivory and sterling. Ming's was like a little piece of nostalgia that the servicemen could take home to their girlfriends or daughters. It was like taking home a Hawaiian flower. Here in Hawaii, it was a special jewelry store that you would give to your daughter the day she got married, or you'd give her a piece the day she graduated from school. And it was almost like a special occasion jeweler. And in my opinion, the Ming's roses are probably some of the more beautiful roses. And the coloring on it is just the slightest pink blush. This is probably one of the scarcest piece of Ming's, as well as probably one of the ones that was produced more. These were produced for Hawaiian Airlines and to be worn by the stewardesses aboard the Hawaiian Airlines planes. Each stewardess for Hawaiian Airlines was given a set of plumerias. If she didn't have fresh flowers to put in her hair before she went to work, then she would wear these instead, either the earrings and or the brooch. Again, you're selling the romance to the passengers, seeing the fresh flowers. Hawaii was famous for its etched glass. And there were so many different people that did the etching. Some of the people, like Frank Oda, would buy the blanks or the shapes of the glass, and he would actually acid etch on the shapes. And Dorothy Thorpe would actually blow her own glass, and then she would do her own acid etching.
These are original engravings from the 1790s. They come from the expedition of the French explorer La Perouse. He handed these over to a British explorer before he was lost at sea. So these etchings are very special, very old, and very rare.
Don Blanding was a major figure in the Hawaii nostalgia fantasy image, sort of a Renaissance man of Hawaii. He started out as a poet, and then he branched off into other things. He was eventually hired by dinnerware companies to design dinnerware, and he's also known for the originator of taking May Day and turning it into Lay Day in Hawaii. He's the father of that. And then we've got In an Old Hawaiian Garden, probably the most famous book, older book in all of Hawaii. And it's got all the pictures by Ted Mundorf. The second and the third edition had all the poetry by Don Blanding, making this one far more desirable.
You know what? This is probably my favorite book.
Is that Henry Inn?
Yes, it is. And it's all from the 1940s, I believe. This is a great book because it shows the different types of women that you saw in Chinatown. They are what we call hapa, which is of a mixed race. You get to see them as they were at that time.
I think it's 1944, Hawaii's melting pot.
These two are Korean, and this one is Indian, Puerto Rican, and Spanish.
Here's the good Matson. Now this is all, what's unusual about this one, this is actually a black and white photograph, but they would have gone through and hand colored it to make it appear as a color ad. There's probably 4 or 5 golf specific ads. They were trying to get everybody to come over here. And like, if you look at this one, what's odd about this one is they were trying to sell you that romance of you could come and sit on a sailboat at the edge and somebody would be playing their guitar and then another shirtless man in a lei would help you cast off. And you know, that's real realistic. And another really great area of collectability in Hawaiiana is the Hawaiian shirts. Everybody associates Hawaii and the Aloha shirts. They started probably in the teens, and then they became really prolific in the 40s. It was like a postcard you could wear almost. Now some of the older shirts, like that one with the blue tapa design, that's an extra large. Extra larges are usually more popular and more in demand because all the shirts just run so small. And then my favorite shirt over here is the one with the uli ulis. It's probably in the worst condition, but I just love it. I honestly don't care if I sell it.
Here I want to show you this great clamshell sink. This is a real clamshell. It was used in the Ali'i suites of the Coco Palm Resort on Kauai, and it weighs about 200 to 300 pounds. The one that we have still has the original piping on it, the original drain, and the original chain.
Well, cool. I think that's it. I'm glad I had the chance to show you some of our stuff. And there's plenty more where that came from.
Aloha. Hope to see you soon.
Aloha.